Hi, I'm Gina Charles for New World Living, and today I want to talk about what is authentic living and how do I fit it into my everyday life. Well, authentic living isn't a getting, a compiling, a learning. It's really more of a getting rid of all the stuff that weighs you down. And so, authentic living is kind of what it implies being comfortable in your own life, being who you really are. But what does that really mean? Who are you really? Well, who you are really is just outside of your mind made identity. The mind made identity is the operating system of this vehicle we call a body. But who we really are is the higher intelligence behind it all. And so we see life happen and we call it reality, when the truth is that we're all living our own reality. Because I see you and you see me through the filters of your past, through the filters of your fears, of your self-made identity, of your beliefs, of your unquestioned thoughts. And pretty soon, I can barely see you at all. And this is what we call relationships. And this is why we have difficulties and turbulence in our life, because really we're experiencing our mind's version of things. So which self are you? Are you the operating system that gave itself a name and an identity along the way? No. You're that which witnesses it. And spiritual awakening, conscious expansion, the next step in human evolution, the thing between you and the life of your dreams, is the realization that rises independently from within that thought and self are two separate things. Two separate things. That's a big concept. So authentic living is understanding that we have two states of being, the on state and the off state. The on state is when I am aware of thought as it's happening instead of just having it. So there's a difference between having thought and being had by it. In the off state, I'm on autopilot. Everything is rote. We think life is easy that way. But we're living within the confines of our own thoughts. And that's why we can't get airborne in our lives. We're running the same patterns and the same programs, and we don't see it. That's the kicker. And we don't see it. So the stuff that's holding you back could be just because you don't notice. You see your boat is kind of sinking, but you have no idea why. And no matter how much you pedal, it's paddling and swishing and you can't get out of it. All because you don't notice where the hole in the boat is. There's two states of being. And when we are in the off state, or thought is happening and we're going along with it without noticing it and without questioning it, this is sleepwalking. And therein lies pain and suffering. Why? Because pain and suffering is a messenger. It's a messenger that comes and says, sweethearts, you're having a misunderstanding. Sometimes the mind is so busy talking that it doesn't hear the little whispers. So then the universe will smack you right behind the head. But sometimes we don't hear the universe when it talks, whispers gently in our ears, or taps us on the shoulder, because the thinking mind is so busy talking. It's so busy running the same patterns and the same ideas and the same unquestioned thinking every day. But once we start to put ourselves in the place that realization can rise independently from within, because of course changing your life, igniting the magic, using the power that you have, it has nothing to do with the power of the thinking mind. In fact, it's when the thinking mind moves out of the way, you now have direct contact with the field of infinite possibility. You're now plugged in and turned on. You're open to great coincidences happening for you. Great ideas popping in, solutions, things that you never dreamed of happen, really happen. And when you keep your eye on the prize and you recognize thought sabotaging you, you can step out of it. These are the superpowers that you have. And they're in your back pocket, and you can use them to change your life. And here's the best part. Everyone has them. No matter where you come from, no matter what you think you don't have, or what you think you don't know, or what you think you can't do, none of that can stop you. You have everything you need to check the inner landscape of your own being and go right to the control panel of your life and watch the magic happen. Because the most heavy lifting the mind will ever have to do is to shut up and notice. And everybody can learn how to do that, as painful as it might be. So with that, I will continue to talk about how to do it. And I basically packaged it up into an acronym that I call FUEL, F-U-E-L, Fuel Your Life. And quickly, it's flowing emotion, practice unconditional acceptance, being the eyewitness to thought, and practicing lucidity, which is to be present in the moment and take it in without all this talking. I don't want to hear a thinking mind say that it doesn't have any time for that. Because these are things that you could do at a red light. You could do it while washing a dish at the sink. You could do it while riding in an elevator. It's like putting energy into your spiritual bank account. Every time you take a few seconds throughout your everyday life, there's nothing special you have to do, no contorting, nothing. If you can weave these 4 perspectives, and you can, into your everyday life, then the universe does rise to meet you. That's the caveat with that good piece of advice. The universe rises to meet you, but only when you're honoring your higher self, only when you're honoring your truth. And that's what authentic living is all about. Finding your power and learning how to use it. One good vibe at a time. Until next time, I'm Gina Charles for New World Living. Let's stay awake.